Can you hear me? Hey, Nelson.
Welcome, everybody. This is Nelson Beltran for the Time Dojo. I will be airing this episode on my Time Dojo YouTube channel. So we're waiting for everybody to come in. Got James Nalepka from Boston, Massachusetts. And again, I'm recording this for the YouTube channel, Time Dojo, and we got
donate your car for a tax deduction.
Screenwriter Tom Laing.
It's 313 watts.
And
WADD.
Screenwriter James Nalepka in Boston, who's in here. If there's any more people. We're going to be talking about our strategies on how to write and finish your screenplay for the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So plus it's a meeting. So what's happening, Jim?
Oh, not too much. Waiting to hear from the agency. I've been in contact with them, so we should be hearing fairly soon. Working on other potential projects, ideas.
Awesome. What are the projects that you might be working on other than the ones that we're thinking of?
Doing a rewrite for the first script that I did, Missing Persons, and setting that up for hopefully an actual production that I'm thinking about starting a production company next year somewhere around the first of the year called Chocolate Rat Films. Chocolate Rat Films LLC. Yeah. And
Chocolate Raft or chocolate?
Chocolate Rat.
Oh, Chocolate Rat Films?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you helping me too, trying to introduce me to your literary agent and your team. I'm looking forward to doing that hopefully in May, and whatever they want us to do.
Right.
That sounds cool. Chocolate Rat Films. How long have you been thinking about that?
For a little while now. I've been thinking that Missing Persons would be something that I would want to direct myself, and by starting a production company and going out and talking to investment groups and getting investors involved and raising the funds needed to make it here in the Boston area, I see potential. I figure, why not? What the hell? Give it a shot, you know?
Hey, Mr. Laing.
Hello.
Hey, do you have any ideas for cool names for film production companies that people that are watching us in La La Land or the Midwest? Do you have any cool names for film production companies?
That chocolate wrap sounds very interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything as far as Chocolate Red is concerned in the area there of production companies involved. So I figured it would be something that would be interesting to do, and a little animation for the beginning of the production company at the beginning of the film, where a rat dumps over a vat of chocolate and he gets coated in chocolate and he's just sitting there and his eyes open up and he blinks at blinks out at the audience, and all of a sudden, poof, Chocolate Red Films LLC pops underneath. So be amusing.
Cool.
Yeah,
that sounds really cool. Like I was thinking of food, Velveteen or cheese pancakes films. Cheese pancake films.
Cheese pancake film.
Or strawberry fluff sushi.
Hey, what the hell? Why
another
not?
one that sounds funky. Steak sushi films.
Hey, whatever you want to do, it's going to be your company. You call it whatever the hell you want.
Oh, I'm just generating titles. I love sitting and generating titles. Avocado mango films.
Why not?
So our topic, if we could stick to it, if people are coming in or not, it's okay, is how to keep writing, or how to our writing strategies and time strategies for writing your first screenplay. Can you think back, Jim, like when you started writing your missing persons film, and what was your strategy in writing that?
Well, being that I knew about the meeting here, I jotted a few things down, and what I started out with a rough idea of would be 5 steps to writing a script. And the first one would be know what to write, or know exactly what you're writing. Have a little background in what you're writing, or base it on something that took place in your life or somebody that you know, and get to know it well, or do research on whatever the story is about and get to know what it is that you're writing about. And also
So
find
knowing,
out,
step
yeah,
one is
knowing,
knowing,
yep, knowing what you're writing.
knowing what you're writing. I'm writing this down, knowing what you're writing. So step 2.
Let's see. Part 2 of step 1 is checking the marketability of that particular genre that you're writing about. See if it's popular. Do some research. See if it's been popular recently in theatrical releases on streaming services and so on. Could it turn into maybe a limited TV series or something like that, and see if it'll work there as well.
We actually got a guy on our team. I hope he logs in. I sent it to Garrett of Savant Films, so I'm hoping he logs in and he can.
That would be interesting.
If he doesn't show up today, most likely we can talk to him, get him. I'm hoping to interview him for a future episode, so he could tell us about the marketability of films, because I think that's what Savant Films does. They help first-time screenwriters and directors distribute their films and market their films, I believe.
Cool.
Any questions, Mr. Laing, that you had for Jim concerning on the 5 steps to writing a script?
Well, I've been putting a lot of my own experience and stories about the crazy situations that truck drivers get into.
Right.
All the situations I've been in, and now I have to make it into a script and a story, either about one truck driver or several truck drivers, and also a beginning and an end, a purpose. The driver's final goal, or I like the movie Rat Race,
right?
And there's a concept to swing it. You could have several great crazy drivers and getting in all sorts of crazy situations. And then there's a purpose and a goal also there. All I have right now is just, like 5 or 10 pages of stories that I've been in. It's all about me. This nincompoop old driver,
Right.
Yeah, it calls to mind the
got himself in a little trouble when I was just starting out, right? But even experienced drivers can get in all sorts of crazy trouble because their GPS sends them into some oddball situation.
There's
so the GPS becomes an antagonist sometimes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That calls to mind the Wachowski brothers animated movie script that people can get out there and buy by the Wachowski brothers, now the Wachowski sisters. It had Emile Hirsch and John Goodman, Speed Racer. It's a colorful graphic screenplay that people can buy. I did give a copy to Tom, Mr. Laing here to study. You know, as a good screenwriter, we download and read other people's works. I really like the Wachowski sisters or the Wachowski brothers ever since The Matrix came out. And I remember when The Matrix came out, first time I saw Keanu Reeves as Neo, and yesterday, me and Mr. Laing, we went and saw John Wick 4, and this is the first time that Mr. Laing has seen Keanu in John Wick 4 as a master assassin.
Yeah, I walked into a firefight at the whole movie, you know.
Basically.
And I want to preface to everybody on La La Land, we're not movie critics, we're real screenwriters, and we're not evaluating or anything, we're just giving our opinion. So I wanted to say that I'm not a movie critic. I don't want people to point out, hey there, Nelson, you're a movie critic.
When you're,
you know, when
you're talking about parts for actors, we saw some great character actors there between the fights or gunshots. But I was thinking, as the driver behind the wheel for my movie is somebody like Steve Carell.
Right.
And there was a few other characters that from that Rat Race movie. The man who played the Jewish character with the family there. I just lost his name here, but
I remember Jackie Chan, a young Jackie Chan was in there. I remember seeing this in the 70s. I would sit in my mom and dad's living room, my brother, and we'd be watching all these different cars, and they're racing. It just looked hilarious because people were just going at it, and I mean the way they filmed it. I have to watch it again. I can vaguely remember, but I remember seeing an excited Jackie Chan, you know, running his car.
Right. It kind of reminds me of either or Cannonball Run.
Yeah, man. Burt Reynolds, classic Burt Reynolds, man.
The Jerry Reed character as the truck driver.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, from Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah.
Wasn't Burt Reynolds in there too? Cannonball Run? I'm trying to remember.
Yep. Cannonball Run, Smokey and the Bandit. What other kind of... I know he was in another car chase type kind of a movie. I forget what it was called.
So Burt Reynolds played like a stuntman.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he was a stuntman in another film. I can't remember the name of it though. Yeah.
Oh man, we got to look that up. Got to look at the Internet Movie Database. If you're out there watching this, I'm going to keep the comments open for this video. So if you get someone out there in La La Land or Podcast Land can name that movie, please put it in the comment. I'm an old dude. I'm 56. I just started taking my brain vitamins. Yeah, man, that movie was all action. I'm saying spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen any of the John Wick movies, you're gonna get spoiled. Well, I really liked the fact that they had Donnie Yen, and I could have sworn, I didn't look on the cast, but I could have sworn one of the good guys was Tony Leung. So I got to look up there on the IMDb, and it looked like Tony Leung because I know Donnie Yen and Tony Leung, they're in quite a few Asian flicks. This is pure martial arts. Pure martial arts.
It's possible because I believe they have quite a few. There's a couple of Asian stars in there as well, like 3 of them. There's one that's, I think she's British, but she's Asian.
Yep. Oh
And
my
she's
God.
a singer slash actress slash expert at karate and stuff like that too. Or they call her the ballerina. I think that's what she's supposed to be. So I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm gonna go see it. So
Yeah, they're talking about. I just saw a blurb on someone's Facebook or somewhere on when I did a scan. It looks like they're doing a spin-off called The Ballerinas. So I'm looking it up right now to read the cast. It says John Wick Chapter 4. I'm clicking on cast. So they have Keanu Reeves. I really love that other guy. So Keanu was John Wick. I love that they had Scott Atkins. He played Killa, and he was in a fat suit. That so that fight, the fight scene. Oh man, was brilliant. And they had Donnie Yen.
Yeah, he was quite an animated character himself there.
Yep. So they have Donnie Yen as Kane, I believe. I'm pulling up. Yep, as Kane, and they had Lance Reddick as Chiron again from the other 3 prior movies where he's the concierge. And you got Bill. Hey, I didn't recognize it. So Bill Skarsgård plays the Marquis. He's a Swedish actor. He plays the Marquis. Then, yep, I believe the Japanese singer Rina Sawayama. I think that's the lady that you're referring to. I believe that's her. Akira.
Yep.
She plays Rina. That's her Japanese name. I hope I don't chop it, Rina, if you're watching this. Yep, she's from Niigata, Japan. She's immigrated to London with her parents at age 5. She is known for her musical versatility and has been a labeled musical chameleon. Then you got Ian McShane as Winston. You got, I guess I'm wrong. I thought that was Tony Leung, so I am completely wrong. It is Hiroyuki Sanada, Japanese actor and martial artist. He's 62, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But he is best known to international audiences for his roles as Genbu and Ninja in The Dragon's Den. And then, John Wick's dead wife is Bridget Monahan. She plays. I'm trying to pull up the close-up name. When you see John Wick 1, trying to pull it up here. No name, but Lawrence Fishburne. They had Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King. You got Marco Zero as Chidi. You got Shamir Anderson as the tracker. You'll see this tracker with a shepherd, and then Natalia Tina as Katia. And I didn't recognize it, so that Clancy Brown was in there.
Yep.
I didn't recognize him.
Well, he's big and old and gray now, but really long hair. You probably wouldn't recognize him. But all you have to do is look in his face, look in his eyes.
I knew I recognized him, but I didn't know who he was. So I was like, I mean, you kind of recognize somebody.
A long time since the Warriors when he first started out. So.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the late 1970s, I remember.
1970s. I'm clicking on his. Clarence John Clancy Brown III is an American.
You might be thinking of the officiator at the duel.
There you go.
But he's in Shawshank. He's also in Shawshank Redemption. I didn't know that. I'm looking at his bibliography. Yep, I guess that was him.
Yeah.
Bride, 1985. I'm thinking of opening up his IMDb right now. for people that are coming in. Shawshank Redemption, he played Captain Hadley. It says there's Starship Troopers. He was Sergeant Zim. I remember seeing him there.
Mm-hmm.
Nightmare in Elm Street is Alan Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And SpongeBob, he does the role for Mr. Krabs in 2015. Hey, but let's go back to your 5 steps to writing a script. So the step 1 is knowing what you're writing.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2 is checking your marketability, and
next step is doing an outline.
step 3 is doing an outline.
Yep, a 10 to 20 page outline with the 3-act structure. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, your resolution.
So you said 10 to 12 page outline with 3-act structure.
Yep.
Well, I can relate to outlines. So.
Mm-hmm. Next one, do character bios. A little character bios. Get to know each one of your characters. Give them individuality.
Step 4 is character bios.
Yep, character bios. Each and every character gets a little bio. As you know, as much as you want to go into each one of them. You know, give them a little bit of a background, where they come from, who they are, you know, how old they are, and all that jazz.
I remember doing the exercises when I go to the Screenwriter's Bible by David Trottier. I always build 1-page character sketches.
Mm-hmm.
And we only had few characters with Albert Emery. So everybody, I'm referring to another screenwriter. If you haven't seen his interview, Albert Emery's from Lincoln Park, you can click on one of the links on this channel and you can see his interview with Albert Emery. We just got the Writers Guild of America East. They send you the certificate. I registered it yesterday. It's a romantic action drama and like a TV movie. So when I registered for $25 at Writers Guild East, they emailed the certificate this morning. I registered yesterday. You'll get it as a PDF file. And I left a congratulation message for Albert. That's his first screenplay. It actually took us 2.5 years to write, to get it going, and for him. Mm-hmm. And you know, writing it back and forth, emailing it and everything. And I think that's going to be a big movie with someone picked Motor City Steel.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to do a shout out to Albert Emery. If you're watching this, hey man, congratulations.
Congrats, my dude. Congrats. Yeah.
I'm speaking with James Nalepka and a new screenwriter, Tom Laing. Jim, if you want to learn more about Jim, we have an interview on this channel on the Time Dojo. You can watch that. And Jim will be my co-host here quite a few times coming up on. We have different episodes. So you want to tune into his channel, and you can plug your channel is
Kathleen Kennedy's 50-year-old fanboy. It's a long title. It's a little bit out there, but it kind of works. It catches the eye. So
Kathleen Kennedy's fanboy on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah, 50-year-old fanboy. So.
Oh yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's 50-year-old fanboy on YouTube. So if you want to tune in there, watch Jim there narrate. So please tune in, everybody in La La Land or Boston or Los Angeles, all our friends in Los Angeles. All I wanted to say is shout out to Lucy King Ma. I hope I said it right. Her name is Lucy King Ma. She helped me and Albert convert our scribble into final draft. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm going to be, just want to shout out to you. She lives out in Los Angeles. She's a producer on all the films there. She works as a production assistant.
Oh, okay. So she transcribed your script into readable, concise material. Huh?
First time, okay. and you know, of course, paid her a fee, service fee, of course, and
It
you
helps
always
to
get
have
help
somebody.
your friends, your friends that she can type faster, and she's much faster on Final Draft than me. I've been using Final Draft for a long time, but we do have a strategy, but we won't reveal it here. You want to tune in. Today we're talking about the 5 steps to writing a script. So far we got step 1, knowing what you're writing. Step 2, checking marketability. Step 3, doing an outline, a 10 to 12 page with a 3-act structure. And Jim said, step 4 is character bios. And what's your next step?
Next step would be subplots that coincide with your story. The subplots obviously help carry your story along. Say, Tom's truck driver runs into a stranded car, on the side of the road on one of the trips or one of the deliveries that he's on, and he finds the woman is out there, the car broke down, and she's abandoned. Now, that's part of the subplot of the story. He'll either take her on a ride to maybe go to find out if they can find a garage to come down and pick up her car, being that she's stranded out there in the middle of nowhere, and take her into town, to go find that garage and so on. And that would be the setup. Now, the payoff, somewhere down the line in either Act 2 or Act 3, if she carries along with the story, if you have a female protagonist somewhere in there, then that payoff could come at the end of Act 2, just before Act 3 comes in. You get the conclusion of your script and your story, whatever it's about. So you can have several subplots. Usually there are 2 in each script in every film. And there's usually the setup, like I said, and the payoff. And you have to have those. There has to be something there to grab the audience's attention when you're watching a movie. I mean, it's like going to see Avengers Endgame at the theater. And the setup is, obviously, you got Thanos, and he's getting ready to start up the massive war in the multiverse, and everybody jumps in. And the payoff is when Tony Stark snaps his fingers and takes out Thanos and all of his alien warriors and whatnot there. And obviously all the Avengers come back, and everybody scoots off to every single different plane in the multiverse that they belong to in the first place. And they conquer it, and the blip, as they called it in the movie, the blip is solved. And somewhere down the line, there's that second subplot where people come back. They start to fade back into society some years later. 5 years later, I believe it is, at the end of the movie, or in one of the other films as it carried on from Endgame. So those setups and payoffs are very important to keep your audience interested in what you're doing there with your film and with your story. So it's very, very important that you have an incredibly something interesting. If you can make it original as possible, have a setup, then pay it off in a massive, epic way. And you get people either cheering where they're standing up, or they're tearing their eyes up because they're crying from the story. It's so dramatic, and it's so,
You probably got a 12-year-old out there that's going to tune in and start crying because they didn't see Avengers, and now you. How many Avenger movies are? I was trying to remember. A spoiler alert. So we apologize if we spoiled your if you hadn't seen Avengers. But yeah, I get it. Do the setup, and then you have another, and then you get a payoff, right, Jim?
Then you get that payoff somewhere along the line. You have to make it count too, make it stick. It has to be relevant to your story and relevant to your characters for them to continue on and perhaps maybe survive to another sequel somewhere down the line if your film's popular.
So the truck driver and the stranded woman could, down the line, you could see them riding together or have a relationship, or
possible,
there's a lot of possibilities. Or
of course, you can have a romantic entanglement. You can have she's out there on the road for a reason. She's trying to get away from somebody, and he gets himself entangled in a big, massive drama, and all of a sudden there's a big chase, and they're after him and the girl. and these guys are hauling ass across country to get to wherever to get to wherever your driver has to get to. Meanwhile, they have people after him and the girl. They want to specifically get to that girl for a reason. That's your setup. Your payoff is finding out what that reason is in the first place at the end and resolving the situation.
Right.
So, it all depends on which way you want to go with your story. If you want to just make it if you want to make it a simple drama about somebody going cross country and meeting people all over the place and creating relationships, that's great. You want to make it like a romantic comedy or turn it into a chase film, which is fairly interesting. You might want to go that way, but whichever way you decide to go, I'm sure it'll be good.
Well, thank you. That's an interesting angle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That helps me out, because all I have is specific experiences.
Specific experiences are always good. Use those. Use anything that you have.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Oh, no problem.
That helps. I know
I
using.
By the way, I was a technical writer for close to 20 years. So I would write, 20-page reports on biology reports.
Right. So you're already familiar with what you're working with there. So it's just basically learning the 3-act script structure, and like Nelson was saying, read as many scripts as you can get your hands on, and buy like screenwriting books or look it up on a computer.
Screenwriter's Bible. You gotta keep going. I go back to that thing all the time. And then my other book that I like a lot is The Moral Premise by Mr. Stanley, I think, Williams. He's from Northville or Norby. He has a book called The Moral Premise. And the other one I like a lot is The Save the Cat by Blake Snyder. And I started out doing this, I remember 2007, and my first screenwriting book I bought was by Vicky King, and I had I think those little 3x5 cards, and I was laying them out and putting the page numbers in each of the cards. Right. So I had over 120 cards or 90 cards laying out, and and I think she was abiding by the 3-act structure. I have to look to that. It's Vicky King. That's it. Her name was Vicky King. And for years, I remember after I saw you, for 2 or 3 years, I was reading all the Sid Fields How to Write a Screenplay book or whatever we used to have Borders bookstore near Southland. Today you got Barnes and Noble, but in between me selling my insurance policies for Aflac or whatever, I would go selling and approaching the 200, 300 businesses. At the end of the day, I would hang out at Borders, and that's how I met Jim, 2007. Okay. I was an Aflac agent, so Jim was in the cafeteria. We would be sitting there drinking coffee at Borders Bookstore. That's how I met Mr. Nalepka here, and he gave me a software called Magic Screenwriter, which I used for a year and a half. But Jim's like, "Hey, here," and he gave me a copy of his script, Missing Persons, and he said, "Hey, that," and he told me about the screenwriters. You told me about the Screenwriter's Bible, so I was like,
"Oh yeah, there's plenty of publications out there, and the most important thing of all is just get yourself a hard copy. It's always good to feel this stuff. Get a hard copy. If you can print it out on your computer at home, even get screenplays, as many as you can get your hands on. And see, the first script that I read was Sylvester Stallone's Rocky, being that was his first script that he'd ever written. Very educated guy, believe it or not. Very educated guy. The next one was Back to the Future. It was a Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis script. And then the one after that was Hampton Thatcher's Blade Runner.
Oh, wow.
And each one of those scripts has a completely different style about it. And it's kind of learning that style and adapting to write in your own kind of way. It's oddly specific. Sylvester Stallone's character or his screenplay was right in your face. It's very direct, very simplified. But if you sat down and you read it, you would polish this thing off in about 2 hours because it's a page turner. It's real quick. Back to the Future is something that you might have to mull over, go through it about 2 or 3 times because there's a lot of nuances in that script. And Hampton Fancher's script for Blade Runner is very thick in text and action. There's not a lot of dialogue actually in the film. There's probably about maybe an hour and 10 minutes of actual dialogue, but a lot of the script is basically descriptive of places and locations. And it's very specific toward what things look like. And when they designed the film, you can pretty much tell from the screenplay that they tried to design everything specifically to the what was written on the page, as like monolith type kind of buildings that were completely huge and reached way into the sky, and flying police cars, all that stuff. So I mean, each one of them had a different style. It's just you're finding your own niche. You know what I'm saying? When you're writing and finding exactly what your eye is going to be when you're doing it too. Your characters will start to speak to you when you start writing, and setting up each scene and your scene transitions are also very important. And eventually, when you start writing and you go through other drafts of whatever script that you're going to be working on, you'll start to feel it. You'll learn, and you'll start to get a little bit cleaner and cleaner as you go to that final draft, that polished draft that you want to put out for industry people out there to read and see if they want to turn it into a movie.
Yeah, I remember one of my first scripts that I downloaded and got a copy of, Swordfish. And I remember when that movie was like a huge hit, 2001, considered a thriller/crime movie, starring John Travolta and Hugh Jackman and Holly Berry.
Oh,
Swordfish.
Swordfish, yeah.
2001. I think that was the very first script that I had looked at, and I was looking at it all the time. And the other script I got from a friend, so that started my collection, was Field of Dreams. I think I got that one off of another writer, and just gave it to me. I can't think of the writer's name, but I ran into somebody, another mission. But they said, "Hey, man, here I got I think you would like this," and it was a copy of Field of Dreams, which I still have, I believe, upstairs.
I think they published that one too with some notes from the writer.
Yeah, man, I'm a huge Kevin Costner, Kevin Costner fan. And I'm looking at my iPhone and remember to cue my brain up. Field of Dreams. I must have seen that movie 30, 40 times. Yeah, 1989 film. Kevin Costner as Ray Kinsella, Ray Liotta as Shoeless Joe Jackson, James Earl Jones. That's what I was trying to remember as Terrence McKenna. 1989. Oh. Long ago, and I'm looking at a screenplay by Phil Alden Robinson, director Phil Alden Robinson, story by W.P. Kinsella. It's an adaptation. Shoeless Joe. It's an adaptation. Great movie. I hope people watched it. Classic, man. And if you like, remember when Kevin Costner started, you didn't know who he was. He was just playing these amazing, colorful, man on the street, average guy.
Yeah, your everyman. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what he was. Your everyman, and he still is.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Another movie. He had another big hit movie. gangsters. What is that? I can't.
Oh, Untouchables.
That's it. The Untouchables. Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
another sweet.
Another excellent script to read. David Mamet's script for that. That thing is
Oh,
spectacular.
he wrote that. I didn't know that. Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to David Mamet.
Yeah, you got to check that
Oh,
one
he's
out
on
too.
Masterclass. I believe he's on masterclass.com. For those of you, I love Masterclass. I just saw, I'm in watching another screenwriter. Man, my brain is not working good today there for my memory. He wrote, I'm trying to remember. That movie about Facebook, what was it called?
What was it?
The movie about Facebook.
Oh, the Social Club, or the
Social Network, that's it.
yeah, the Social Network. There you go. Yeah.
Yep, a 2010 film.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron Sorkin, that's it. I'm going through Aaron Sorkin's masterclass right now. It's interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very long. I think I'm just halfway through it. There's a very good training on there for the new screenwriters out there that want, like video training. You can get a masterclass membership, and they've got all the great movie directors and screenwriters. I'm also going to Mr. Herzog's masterclass. I finished Jodie Foster. I finished David Lynch. I finished Ron Howard. Ron Howard's masterclass is really great. David Lynch's masterclass is awesome. The director for Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I have to say it's been well worth learning. I go in there and I'm learning about they totally share about their strategies in there. Jodie Foster's amazing. So anybody that's tuning in, we're talking about the online training on Masterclass. But hey, to go back to the books and screenplays that we're talking about, those who just tuned in, we're talking about 5 steps to writing a script. And Jim has been sharing about that, the 5 steps. Step 1, knowing what you're writing. Step 2, checking your marketability. Step 3, doing an outline, a 10 to 12-page outline with a 3-act structure. Step 4, writing out character bios. Step 5, subplots that coincide with your story.
Mm-hmm. And the most important, setup and payoff. Yeah.
Setup and payoff.
Mm-hmm.
And can you guys share some good sources for scripts?
Oh boy, there's quite a few online.
I like eBay. eBay's cool, and you can go there and you can literally find any physical. I like physical scripts. If I get a PDF, I always put it up. But they're all over the internet in PDF file format. Go ahead.
Oh
Jim.
yeah.
I know you got something to say. I'll just sit back.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, you can find them in files like Nelson was saying, and you can find them in published form as well in books. Almost all of Quentin Tarantino's scripts have been published in book form with headers from him in the book and commentary from probably other filmmakers that have read their scripts before. I mean, you could find all kinds of stuff out there.
I remember when Scribe, SCRIB, with the little Geneflex D or whatever little.
Right.
Now, it used to be free. I used to go there and download PDF file scripts. Now, if you go there, you have to pay, I think, an annual or monthly subscription. I was kind of turned off because I was doing another search again. I normally go there, and I didn't know they turned that into. They're selling every like Microsoft Word and I think PDF file format. Plays there, Mr. Laing. You could go to Scribe.
Okay.
But it used to be free. But I really like eBay. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find if anybody there in La La Land wants to let go of their copy, their hard copy, or want to trade with me, please put your name and stuff in the comments or email, and I want a physical copy of Silver Linings Playbook, like the book or whatever. I know that.
Oh, it's out there.
Yeah,
It's out there. Yeah, they published that one too as well. So.
yeah, I love that movie. I know we were talking about that, and I just got done interviewing Ebitari Tulu, and we were talking about our favorite movies. But remember, I keep telling people, we're not critics. We're not movie critics. We're screenwriters here. We're writers. So learn about Ebitari Tulu. You want to log in, you can go on my YouTube channel, the Time Dojo, and you can click on and see his interview. He's a very animated, very interesting Nigerian fellow. So how's Jim, man? You guys got any questions, Tom, for Mr. Nalepka?
This has been very good interview here. This is very good.
You're a star, man. You're a star, and this is going on the Time Dojo channel tonight. It's going to be just uploaded.
Okay. Very good. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen.
No problem. You're welcome.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. You can hang with us for the next 10 minutes, Mr. Laing, if you want. Or
well, I'd like to. I'm about to go into another meeting right now.
Let's say hi to everybody at South Point and do a shout out and where you're from.
I am originally from Riverview, Michigan.
And you live in?
I live right now. I live in Gibraltar, Michigan. Right off the river there. Very nice.
And a little thing about Tom, we just started or working on his screenplay. So tune in 3 months from now. We should be done with his screenplay in about 3 months. So he's building the characters for what's the title you want to go with? Do you know the title?
I kind of like that 18 wheels. Everybody can relate to that. There were a few more titles also we were tossing around.
And I want everybody to stay tuned because we'll be interviewing Mr. Laing and the next couple episodes coming up. We'll be interviewing Mr. Laing here. He's a brand new screenwriter. And I want to say hello to everybody at South Point Community Christian Church. Hi, Pastor Brett Kays. And that's where I met Tom. And stay tuned. If you want to learn about real screenwriters, stay tuned to the Time Dojo. Hey, God bless, Mr. Laing. I'll talk to you. See you later, and we'll powwow.
Thank you.
Take care, Tom.
Okay, good to see you.
Nice talking with you.
Good talking.
Rider of 18 wheels, Mr. Tom Laing from Gibraltar.
All right, bye-bye now.
Take care.
Here. Hey, Jim.
Yes, sir.
So, what's our next topic that we're going to talk about? You get to choose on our next Zoom.
The next Zoom? Jesus. I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, we could do one about him too.
Yeah, could.
Christian films are also in demand. I just started looking up there.
They are actually, yeah. Yeah, could talk about genres, different films.
On our next Zoom.
Yeah, on the next Zoom here, whatever's going to be going up on the YouTube channels. When you do upload this, I'll nag it and just kind of throw it up on TwitTwat and throw it up on any of the other social media sites if I can get it up there. See if I can get you some more subscribers to your YouTube channel as well. And see if we can get some more subscribers to mine as well. And also have that live stream on YouTube this upcoming Easter Sunday. I don't know if are you going to be available for a
Sunday? I'm looking. Yeah, what's the date? I'm
for a live stream.
Is that
So
the 16th or the 23rd or the?
it's actually the 9th. So Easter is this upcoming Sunday.
Yeah, the 9th. I'll be available. Just cue me up for sure, man.
All right, I'll let you know. I'll let you know exactly what time, and I'll set it up. It'll just go blatantly. It'll go straight up online. So we'll see what we can do with that one as well, and we can chit chat about the same thing we've been talking about here today, about screenwriting and particular films that enticed us into it in the first place, and passion for writing and making short films, starting our own production companies and all that jazz. You know what I mean?
All right, brother. This is going to be great. Chocolate Rat Films, LLC. I'm looking forward to partnering with you. Me and Jim, we have 2 scripts, surprise scripts we're working on. Looking forward to powwowing with you. And everybody, please tune in to Kathleen Kennedy's 50-year-old fanboy. I will drop the link in the description below. And me and Jim will be talking about more writing strategies, time strategies, and real life working strategies. How to sustain your writing career in Hollywood. So tune in, everybody. It's nice seeing everybody. God bless. Mabuhay, which means live long and prosper. And you can see I got my Star Wars
with Grogu under there too as well. Yeah.
I did give my brother Vlad. He has a copy. So if you see him and he looks like me, I have a twin out there. But yeah, man, may the force be with you, everybody. And hit us up if you got budget. Me and Jim, we're available to write some movies for your Hollywood production company. So we got some great offerings. So again, mabuhay. And signing out, I'll see you guys on the next episode of the Time Dojo YouTube channel. So hang in there, go time surfing. And we were just talking with Kathleen Kennedy's 50-year-old fanboy, Mr. James Nalepka. Peace out, everybody.
Take care.
Take care.